Welcome to this week's edition of your weekly guide to Chicago Jazz. I'm Mike Jeffers, publisher of Chicago Jazz Magazine. I'd like to welcome you, as usual. This is our fourth episode. Well, one of them, I guess. Great response. I really appreciate all the response we've been getting. We're going to keep adding different things. You can see our wall is filling out now. I want to keep adding photos and adding pictures. People are commenting and writing in about the backdrop and the look of the Chicago Jazz Magazine studio, and I do appreciate that. We're trying to get the word out and trying to push the word of Chicago Jazz. So if you like this video, forward it to a friend on Facebook, Twitter, send it out. Let's get this word out about who's playing around town on the Chicago Jazz scene. First up, we cover this in our e-zine, which of course if you click below, right below, I know our cameraman, the chef, always tells me not to move my hands around that much, but you know what? I like action, and we're going to have a little action on this video here. So if you click below, the e-zine will just open right up for you. And we talk about the Chi-Town Jazz Festival. Chi-Town Jazz Fest was started by John Mulder, who's a Catholic priest in Chicago, and he was also on the cover of our January-February issue of Chicago Jazz Magazine. John talks about how he got the whole thing started. This is in its fourth year, and it really takes and uses, 7 or 8 different jazz clubs, including Symphony Center, as different venues for the Chi-Town Jazz Fest. So the Chi-Town Jazz Fest runs the 12th through the 22nd. There's too many musicians to even list, but all of them are donating their time, and of course all of the donations and proceeds go to help the hungry, not the homeless, the hungry in Chicago. This year, I wanted to just read a little bit of what the Chi-Town Jazz Fest is all about. This year they are donating 90% of the money that has been that's coming in, and they are donating all of the proceeds to the Greater Food Depository, Chicago Food Depository, and also Catholic Charities. This year as well, they are raising funds for Care for Real and the Catholic Charities. So they've got a lot of different foundations that they support with this money, and it's just a great cause. So if you have a chance to get out and see all of the different acts each night, it's at a different venue, for sure. Get out there and see it. I know I'm going to head out. I'm going to see a couple of different shows. But if you can only make one, look for something that's in your area and get out and support the cause, because the cause it's just totally worth, getting out and doing. And what John is doing is incredible. Chicago Jazz Magazine always supports as much as we can with anything that he does. So get out there and support this great cause, the Chi-Town Jazz Fest, March 12th through the 22nd. All of the details are on our jazz calendar on chicagojazz.com. So just visit www.chicagojazz.com and you'll check everything out. Also, a couple of new things this week that I wanted to bring up. They've been happening for a little bit, but Fitzgeralds in Berwyn is doing jazz in their sidebar on Wednesday nights. So every Wednesday night in the sidebar, which is a smaller bar than the main showroom, they have live jazz. And this week, saxophonist Chris Madsen, will be performing there with his group. So head out to Berwyn, check out Fitzgeralds. If you've never been to Fitzgeralds, you got to get to Fitzgeralds. If you're from Chicago, anywhere in Chicago, and Fitzgeralds is something that you just have to experience. It's a wonderful venue, and it's like a roadhouse venue. It's very hip, so you want to check that out. So all of that information is on chicagojazz.com. Fitzgeralds, I believe it's fitzgeralds.com. You can get the information there, but we have it on our jazz calendar. So Wednesdays in the sidebar, live jazz. Fitzgeralds has been known for their Sunday big band Sundays, where they always have big bands on Sundays, but on Wednesdays now they've added it. So that's good news. They've added a new jazz night. Excellent news. Okay, good. Also, the Iliana Jazz Society. The Iliana Jazz Society has been around for many years, and they do more traditional style jazz. They do Dixieland jazz. They do big band swing jazz. And they have a concert coming up March 17th featuring the West End Jazz Band. The West End Jazz Band, all of their concerts are at the Glendora House. Unless it's a special, performance, then check their website. But all of their performances, they have one a month. They have a different band that they feature every month. So if you like the traditional jazz, be sure to check out Iliana Jazz Society. course, we have it listed on ChicagoJazz.com. We like to make things simple for you here. So visit our website, ChicagoJazz.com, get that information, or check on the web, just do a search for Iliana Jazz Society. But they're a great jazz society. So March 17th, Sunday, the West End Jazz Band at the Glendora House in Chicago Ridge. So check that out. Coming up at the Jazz Showcase this week, the Chi-Town Jazz Fest is going to be there at the beginning of the week for one night. And then Jeremy Pelt kicks off his weekend Thursday through Sunday with the Columbia College Jazz Ensemble under the direction of Scott Hall. They're going to be there Thursday through Sunday. So Jeremy Pelt, dynamic musician, dynamic jazz performer. And Scott Hall is actually featured in our March-April issue, which is just hitting the streets this weekend, right now. So you can pick it up. Or, of course, you can subscribe online. We got a special deal, $10. You can subscribe online and get the magazine mailed directly to you with 2 free CDs. Just a little plug there for you. But Jeremy Pelt's going to be there with Scott Hall Thursday through Sunday. This coming Thursday through Sunday, the Jazz Showcase. Okay, a couple of early warnings. Of course, there's lots of other jazz happening at Andy's, at the Green Mill, at Umbriago. There's going to be a couple of new venues that I'm going to talk about next week that's going to start hosting live jazz as well in the downtown area, so it's pretty exciting. But I wanted to give you some early warnings as well. These are some shows that are coming up in April that I just think everybody should check out. So the first one, David Sanborn is coming to the North Shore Center for the Performing Arts. David Sanborn. But he's not coming with his regular band. He's coming with Joey DiFrancesco. Yes, I said that. I did. See, they don't even believe me. David Sanborn's coming with Joey DiFrancesco and Byron Landon on the drums. Joey D is like my favorite B3 organ player. Sorry everybody, but Joey D's my man. And he's playing with David Sanborn, and Byron has been playing with Joey since they were kids in Philadelphia. So this show is going to be something to be seen. I'm not even sure what they're going to play. If they're going to play the funky stuff, if they're going to play straight ahead stuff, I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty unbelievable. When I found that out, I had to do a double check because I was like, Joey DiFrancesco's playing with David Sanborn? That's bizarre. But it's happening. They're touring a little bit too, so should be a great show. So that's coming up April 18th in Skokie at the North Shore Center for the Performing Arts. Now, at Space in Evanston, we just got this listing in yesterday, but I wanted to slide it in to make sure that we got the information out to you because there's 2 great shows coming up. The first one, April 11th, John Schofield and his Hollow Body Band is going to be at Space in Evanston. So visit ChicagoJazz.com. Of course, we have that information on our calendar here. But he's going to be at Space on April 11th with Mike Stern, Ben Street, and Bill Stewart on the drums. So just think about that for a minute. Wow. Yeah, I just thought about it. I'm going to make it to that, that's for sure. So April 11th in Space, at Space, in Evanston, John Schofield's Hollow Body Band, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the date. Also coming to Space, Joe Lovano, Us 5. So Joe Lovano's going to be there with his group Us 5, April 25th. So put those on your calendar, put it on your little Google calendar there, just click on it on the left side and it'll save and you'll be good to go. You won't forget about that stuff. Wanted to fill you in a little bit. Of course, when I first started doing these videos, it was just to kind of get everybody up to date, but I've heard from so many people that just like listening to me read and tell everybody what's happening that I've added a little bit more at the front end, but I wanted to talk about our weekly e-zine. The weekly e-zine is something we put together here at Chicago Jazz Magazine that it's like a mini Chicago Jazz Magazine. I say it every week. I know I say it every week. But it is. It's like a mini Chicago Jazz Magazine. So I really encourage you to click on the link below. We're getting a lot of reads. A lot of people are liking it. But we would always love to have more. And I think there's some great information. Joe Wenzel, who puts it together for us and creates the entire thing, does a great job. And this week, our gig of the week, our cover gig of the week is Brian Blade's Fellowship Band. They're going to be at the Old Town School of Folk on March 15th at 8 o'clock. So Brian Blade's Fellowship Band at Old Town School. I know that there's still tickets available. I know you can still check it out. So be sure to visit chicagojazz.com to get all that information. Other notable gigs that are coming up, Frank Viganola is going to be at the Elgin Community College Arts Center March 15th and 16th. Great guitar player. He's played with everybody from Wynton Marsalis, Donald Fagen, Madonna, Ringo Starr. So he's going to be at the Elgin Community College Arts Center March 15th and 16th. So, of course, ChicagoJazz.com. We've got a link to their website right there. And Larry Carlton at the Montrose Room, March 16th. That's the smooth jazz. He's more smooth jazz, crossover jazz, Larry Carlton. But the Montrose Room is right in Rosemont, right at the Intercontinental Hotel. Very easy if you want to go gamble beforehand. There's a casino right down the street now. What convenience. Live music and gambling. Can you beat that? Man. So that's coming up, and that's going to be on March 16th, Larry Carlton at the Montrose Room. Other items that we have, and there's articles on all of these shows in our Easy, which is right down below. Again, just click on that image, it pops right up. Other things that are in this Easy this week, we've got the Jazz Hall of Fame voting opens up to the fans. So there's information on that. The Open Door Jazz Series, there's some editorial on the Open Door Jazz Series, which has been going gangbusters over in Oak Park. There's one more show this month in March. Linda Solitaire is going to be doing that, and then it kicks back up in June. We're happy to be sponsoring it. So be sure to read that article in there. There's information about the worldwide celebration of Dexter Gordon's 90th birthday in Philadelphia with a viewing of Around Midnight, the famous film that Dexter was in before he passed away. There's information about the Ravinia Festival season in 2013, which includes Sting, Anita Baker, Judy Collins, and Don McLean, among many other groups. So we've got a lot of information about Ravinia in there. Hopefully there's going to be some more jazz things happening in Ravinia. I know they used to do a lot. Now they've scaled it back just a touch, but I know that in the summer they always add shows. So be sure to, we'll keep you up to date on who's playing up there. So just, keep checking back. ChicagoJazz.com. Can't beat that, right? Oh boy. If you can see what these guys are doing, I know. If you can see what they're doing, they're the ones also that put the captions in. And I saw the captions last week, so if you missed last week's show, you should go back and look at the captions last week. But I'm sure these captions are going to be even better. So I don't know what they're putting in right now, but I'm sure it's funny. Hopefully you're laughing at home. We've got a recommended listening this week of Joe Jackson, The Duke, and Drew Davidson, True Drew, coming up in this week. And then, of course, we've got new releases. We've got the Jam Session Guide. We've got the Summer Jazz Camp Guide. It's all in this e-zine. And, of course, we have profiles of the musicians that perform around Chicago. We've got over 50 profiles of different musicians that perform around Chicago. So check out the e-zine. Read through it. It's easy. It opens right up like a magazine, and you can flip right through it. Okay. We have our new segment that we launched last week, Viewer Mail. Yes, I know. Viewer Mail. Here it is. Yes, we have tons of viewer mail. I picked three. I picked three for this week. So, viewer mail. So we decided to do this because I think it's easier for me to answer these questions on video rather than on YouTube and stuff, rather than having to send back an email. And then, of course, if you're at home wondering the same thing, now I've just answered everybody's questions. So this one is from Dave. And Dave didn't give us a town that he's from, so we're going to just say Dave's from parts unknown. That sounds scary to begin with. Okay, so now here's Dave's message to us. Looking forward to playing the acoustic guitar soon. Really playing it. No messing around. Okay, well, hey, Dave, I thank you for alerting us on that. I'm very happy, and I'm glad you're not going to mess around, because I don't play acoustic guitar, but I would imagine if you're playing acoustic guitar, you don't want to mess around. You want to really play it. So go for it, Dave. I appreciate you sending this in, and keep us up to date. I mean, if you do start messing around on the acoustic guitar, send us back an email, because I want to find out. We want to get a follow-up on this, Dave. All right. Thanks, Dave, from Parts Unknown. Number 2, Janice from Ontario. Janice from Ontario. Okay. We're going to Canada here. I have a group of about 50 kids coming into town as part of a tour, and I wanted a place to bring them to hear some live jazz. They are all in high school, so under 21. So they're all under 21. Where can I bring them? Well, you know, the nice thing about Chicago is that there's a couple of great places to bring them. Outside of being able to bring them to like Symphony Center, you know, bigger shows and stuff. Joe and Wayne Siegel's Jazz Showcase on Sundays. They have had this long-running matinee every week at 4 o'clock. You can see the headliner for that weekend. It's all ages. Kids under 12 get in free. Joe Siegel always says it's part of his Save the Kids part of the Save the Kids program. I want to make sure I say it right, Joe. Save the Kids program, and he's been doing it forever. I know that when I first started playing, I was able to come down and actually go to the matinees and see, you know, I mean, Terrence Blanchard and Louis Belson and all of these great guys, and I couldn't see them unless I went to that matinee. So there is a great option there, the Jazz Showcase. There's parking, and I'm sure you're going to be staying downtown somewhere, so it's easy to get over to the Jazz Showcase. Andy's Jazz Club, 11 East Hubbard. They've got a great option. I know that if you call up, you ask for the GM, Chris, or Jeff, and they'll take care of you over there, Janice. They have food. They have a restaurant in addition to the bar, which means I'm pretty sure if the kids are supervised and they come in as a group, they can get you into the 5 o'clock sets or 6 o'clock sets and stuff, and get you something to eat, set the whole thing up. So Andy's Jazz Club is another great opportunity. So both of those, if you just check ChicagoJazz.com, we got all the contact information on there. You'll be able to check it out and give them a call. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Thank you for your call. Thank you from the email, I should say, from Canada. We have a wide reach here in Chicago, and I'm glad that we're doing our part here. Okay, last one, Martha, but she didn't put her. Oh, okay, it's in the email. Okay, she says where she's from in the email, so I'm not going to get on you, Martha. All right, here we go. Hi, Mike. I love these weekly videos. Well, you're already on my good side now, Martha. Okay, you are doing a great job. It's getting better now. I live in Winnetka, and I would like to find out how to get down to the Auditorium Theater and park. I am coming down to see Orbert Davis on April 13th. Thanks. Okay, so Orbert Davis is Havana Blue at the Auditorium Theater on April 13th. That's a big show coming up. We actually covered some of that on our show that we are launching. We've launched a couple segments. We're going to launch the entire thing next week. Chicago Music Revealed, so you can check that out. But good spots to park. Come down, just come right to the Roosevelt, not Roosevelt, Congress. Come down Congress, right to the Auditorium Theater, Roosevelt University. Right across the street, there's a parking garage. It's pretty. I mean, it's $14 or something. It's not too crazy. $20 maybe, but it's right across the street. You can park, you can walk right across the street, go right in. So even if it's freezing cold, park, walk across the street, you're in. It's easy, it's simple. It's going to be an incredible show too. We're talking to Orbert about it, and if you can get down to the theater, Martha, get down to the theater. Parking's easy, it's safe, and it's going to be an incredible show. And that goes for everybody else too. You want to check this out because Orbert is changing the way you think about music and dance, and from what he was describing to me, I think he's going to do it. So, okay. Well, I think that is it. I did want to mention, somebody asked about these posters in the back, the vintage posters in the back. Of course, you can go on ChicagoJazz.com and purchase them. We have packages of $40 for 4 of them, or each one's $19 a piece. We've got Ella Fitzgerald, Count Basie, Nat Cole. This one you see right here, Nat Cole. A lot of them, a lot of different varieties. So there's the information for that. And stay tuned, because next week we're going to have another one. We're going to start having guests very shortly, and we are launching a new ChicagoJazz.com website. So that's going to be coming up soon too, like in the next 2 weeks. So until then, I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you somewhere out on the scene.